name's Una Watts and I'm the Trust General Manager, which means I'm in charge of collection, visitor attractions and also the other Trust activities. The benefits are that people see what we actually do and learn more about us, because I think people still think we're just a museum and it's not that we're flying and we're activities and the engineering being a vital part of what we do.
And my name's John Michelle Munn, I'm the Chief Engineer at Shuttleworth. I think the real benefit is being able to get up close to what happens behind the scenes in the winter months. Obviously during the display season everyone gets to see the aircraft fly, but as soon as we stop we sort of go into our sort of little hovels and get on with restoring and maintaining all the aircraft, and that side of it's largely unseen and hidden, and along with all the challenges that go along with it. So it's really a chance for people to A, come and ask questions, but B, see what goes on and what's involved in restoring these aircraft and keeping them flying.
I'm David Whitworth and this is one of the highlights of the year. In the middle of the winter, any event is going to be welcome, but on a day like today, and just look at the airplanes. That camel is just mouth-watering. I can't wait to see it fly. Any project that's kept in the public eye through the long winter is going to raise interest from the experts as well as the occasional visitors, so the more activity the better. So many people hibernate for 6 months, but even now we've got 5 months to wait until the next air show. It's a long time to wait.
My name's Sean Lenson. It's nice to get behind the scenes. We do come quite a bit to the air shows and other things, but it's actually quite nice to be able to get so close up to the aircraft today, which I think is the difference between today and the normal days that you come here. Well, I think you've got all of the staff that are here to talk to you, which you wouldn't normally get on even an air show day or a normal day. They're busy doing their work, so the fact they're here just to talk to you, I think makes a big difference.
My name's Toby Lee. I work in the engine shop and I'm also the training manager and look after the trainees. We've got a couple of Merlins out today. We've got the completed Merlin 55 for the Spitfire, and then we've got the crank that came out of a Mosquito engine in the 1970s, which has been cracked in half. People interested in what's caused the failure of the crank, which was a centre main bearing failure, which we've been explaining to people today. I suppose the biggest benefit today is people get to get close up look at the exhibits. They can also have a chat with the people that do the job day in, day out, and have the technical knowledge to answer the questions that they've got.
I'm Andy Preston and I'm one of the engineers here looking after the airframe side of things. Well, today's to let the public in and sort of a quiet time of year to come and look and see what we do in the workshops in the winter, and let people actually get right up close and answer questions and see what we do, but they can't normally get into places where they are today, and just let people have a good look around and ask what they like. Really, it's something they can't normally come and do anywhere else, I don't think, in the country, to get this close to stuff and see what's going on, and they seem to enjoy the day out. Most people are interested in how rotaries work and how they get their oil and how they get their fuel and what actually goes on, so that's always a good point of interest, and they like to look at the Spitfire up close and see how it's actually made. So yeah, I think there's a general interest in all of it, really.
Bob Richardson. I was joint coordinator of the Northern Aeroplane Workshops that built the Sopwith triplane, secondly the Bristol monoplane, and thirdly the Sopwith Camel. So we started in 1973 and we were in operation on a voluntary basis building aircraft for the Shuttleworth collection. What we've got on show in the small fabric workshop is the rebuild of the Sopwith triplane, generally known as Dixie, and the new built aircraft which hasn't flown yet, the Sopwith Camel. The Camel came down to Old Warden in August 2013, and there's been a tremendous amount of work done by the full-time staff down here, fabricing and doing a lot of the detail work, positioning the windscreen, arranging the aluminium panels, fitting the engine, etc. We've had large numbers both yesterday and again today, and because in particular the Camel is newly built, obviously it hasn't flown yet, and there's a great deal of interest in the Camel, but the fuselage of the Sopwith triplane, which is generally seen in the air, is now open to inspection, so it gives people a great opportunity to see the framework of these engines and also the fuselage and wings, which they don't normally see.
Name's Derek Miller, and I'm working on Spitfire renovating as an aircraft engineer. Basically the structural build of the wing, how we've gone about manufacturing component parts, how we go about assembling those component parts, and the techniques required in order to fit fasteners and so forth, and the history of the aeroplane as well. I did like yesterday there was 2 young lads here. Their father was Australian, they lived in Australia. I could only assume they were across here for Christmas, perhaps with the grandparents, but there were 2 young lads, maybe no older than maybe 7 or 8 years of age, and they were so enthusiastic about the aeroplane. Just to see aeroplanes, to see the sparkle in their eyes is wonderful. And I've been talking to lots of people about the skill factors required in order to carry out this work.
Ian Larriman, and I'm project leader on the Spitfire restoration. I'm showing them the Spitfire project, primarily the starboard wing restoration, but basically any questions that they can think of. I think people are particularly enthused at how close they can get to something that otherwise they wouldn't normally be privileged to get this close to, and answer questions and have them answered in a way that gives them a completely new appreciation of restoring vintage aeroplanes. You really can get right up close to the restoration of a Spitfire, a Sopwith Camel, and ask people that are doing it how it works, what bit goes where, why is it like that. You just can't get to do that anywhere else, I don't think.
Pete Holloway, I'm one of the collection pilots. Today is our engineering open weekend, and as you can see it's a beautiful day and we're blessed with an awful lot of visitors, so it would be rude not to get the aeroplanes out and fly them for the benefit of the visitors. I think after the Christmas break, sitting around watching television and eating too much turkey, I can't think of a better thing to do than come to Old Warden on a lovely sunny day after Christmas and get some fresh air and smell, look at this aircraft here, and smell the oil and listen to the sound of these wonderful aeroplanes as we have here. Too much fun.